My name is Evelyn, and this is the full story of how my grandmother secretly left her entire estate to me while the rest of the family believed everything would be split equally among the grandchildren. The truth only came out on the day I arrived at her beautiful old colonial house with professional movers, a large truck parked in the driveway, and the original signed will in my hand. I grew up in a mid-sized town in North Carolina, in what looked like a loving, close-knit family from the outside. But inside our home, favoritism was the unspoken rule that shaped every single day of my childhood and teenage years. My older brother Lucas was the golden son. He received new bikes, the latest video games, expensive sports gear, private coaching, help with college tuition, and a brand new car the moment he turned 21. My cousin Natalie, who was the same age as me, was treated like a princess. She got constant praise. New clothes every season, lavish birthday parties, trips to Disney and Europe, and endless attention because she was outgoing, charming, and knew exactly how to act sweet in front of adults. I was the middle child who was always told to be understanding, to help others, to not complain, and to accept that Lucas and Natalie needed more because they were special. My grandmother Eleanor was the only person who truly saw me and loved me without conditions. She was a remarkable, strong, and wise woman. After losing my grandfather when she was just 52, she raised her children alone and built a comfortable life through hard work and smart decisions. She lived in a stunning 2-story colonial house with a wide wraparound porch where we spent countless afternoons, a large blooming garden full of roses, vegetables, and herbs that she tended every morning, tall windows that filled every room with warm sunlight, original hardwood floors that creaked in the most comforting way, a cozy library filled with hundreds of books, and a big backyard where she taught me how to plant flowers and watch them grow. That house was not just a building, it was the heart of our family, filled with decades of memories, love, laughter, and her entire life's work. While Lucas and Natalie only visited Grandma on major holidays or when they wanted money or gifts, I went to see her 3 to 4 times every single week without fail. I would finish teaching my elementary school students, drive straight to her house, help with grocery shopping, take her to every doctor appointment, work in the garden with her pulling weeds and planting new flowers, cook her favorite meals, organize her medications, fix small things around the house, and simply sit with her on the porch swing for hours listening to her stories about growing up during hard times, raising her children, and the dreams she once had. She would hold my hand and say, "Evelyn, the loud ones get all the attention, but the steady ones who show up every day are the ones who build real legacies. Never forget that, my dear." Those words stayed with me forever. As Grandma got older, her health slowly started declining. She developed severe arthritis that made it hard for her to walk, heart problems that required regular checkups, and growing fatigue that made her tire easily. But her mind remained sharp and clear until the very end. During one quiet evening when I was helping her sort through old photo albums and letters in the library, she held my hand tightly and told me she had made important changes to her will. She looked me straight in the eyes and said she was leaving the entire house, all her savings, investments, jewelry, furniture, and everything she owned to me because I was the only one who had shown her genuine, consistent love and care for many years without ever expecting anything in return. She made me promise to keep it completely secret until after she was gone because she knew exactly how angry and jealous the rest of the family would become. She also recorded a clear video explanation with her lawyer so no one could accuse me of influencing her. I cried that night sitting beside her, feeling overwhelmed with love and responsibility. But I promised to honor her wishes no matter what happened. When Grandma passed away peacefully at the age of 87 with me holding her hand, I felt a deep sadness but also peace knowing she had gone on her own terms. The very next day, the family's behavior completely changed. Lucas and Natalie immediately started talking openly about selling the house, dividing the money, and who deserved the bigger share. They said things like, "We were closer to Grandma," and "It's only fair we get more because we're older." My parents fully supported them, saying it would be best to split everything equally among the grandchildren so there would be no fighting. They held multiple meetings at the house, made detailed lists of furniture and valuables they wanted, contacted real estate agents to list the property, and even started arguing about who would get Grandma's jewelry and antique furniture. I stayed completely quiet and calm through all these conversations. I didn't argue. I didn't reveal anything. I simply listened and waited for the right moment. 2.5 weeks after the funeral, when almost the entire extended family had gathered at Grandma's house to divide items and make final plans, I arrived with 2 professional movers, a large moving truck parked right in the driveway, and the original will along with the lawyer's official letter in a folder. I walked into the living room where everyone was sitting and talking loudly and said in a calm, steady voice, "Before any of you make another single plan about this house or Grandma's belongings, there is something very important you all need to see and hear." I handed the documents to my father and asked him to read the will out loud. The entire room became completely silent as he began reading Grandma's strong, clear words. She had left the entire estate, the house, all bank accounts, investments, jewelry, furniture, personal belongings, and everything else, specifically to me, Evelyn. She explained in detail that I was the only one who had consistently cared for her, visited her regularly, helped her through difficult days, and loved her without any hidden motives. Then I played the video recording she had made. In her own voice, Grandma looked directly at the camera and explained exactly why she chose me and how she had quietly watched the family's selfish behavior for many years. Reaction was immediate chaos. Lucas jumped up in anger, shouting that I must have manipulated Grandma when she was weak and ill. Natalie burst into dramatic tears, saying it wasn't fair and that she deserved at least half of everything. My mother looked shocked and disappointed in me. My father tried to argue that the will could be contested in court. Some aunts and uncles were speechless while others started whispering. I stood there calmly and let them express their anger. When they finally quieted down, I reminded them gently but firmly how rarely they had visited Grandma, how they only came when they needed financial help or gifts, and how I was the one who was there through every hard day, every doctor visit, and every lonely evening. Many relatives who were present that day later admitted privately that they had seen the truth for years but never wanted to get involved in family drama. In the following weeks and months, there were many difficult phone calls, emotional outbursts, guilt trips, and even threats of legal action from Lucas and Natalie. But the will was properly written, witnessed by 2 independent people, notarized, and had the supporting video, making it completely ironclad. Eventually, I moved into the beautiful house, restored the garden exactly the way Grandma loved it, filled the rooms with warmth and new happy memories, and created the kind of peaceful home she always wanted it to be. I offered some sentimental items to family members who treated me with respect, but I stood firm on the main inheritance as Grandma had clearly wished. This long journey taught me that quiet, consistent love and care are always noticed, even when it feels like no one is paying attention. It also taught me the importance of honoring a loved one's final wishes and never feeling guilty for receiving what you honestly earned through years of dedication and sincerity. Thank you for listening to this full story. If you have ever been the overlooked one in your family or faced unfair treatment over inheritance, share your experiences in the comments. Let me know which country and city you are watching from. Like the video if this story touched you, and subscribe for more real family stories every week. I'll see you in the next one.